Hi, this is the beginning of the second week of the lessons or tutorials I've been doing. It's actually part 6. Now, I said at the beginning that I hope people can do them independently, in other words, standalone, or you can combine them to sort of learn more and more about art as we go along. Now, I want to teach, try and split art down to simple things. So, for example, I look at line, colour, and finally expression. And those are 3 areas I've been working on. I think I explained it before. So with line, we're looking at sketching. In particular, I've been doing continuous line. Colour, we're looking at filling the space in between the lines or around the lines. And the other part was expression. And we looked at the stickman idea and taking a basic stickman and adding a bit more life and story to him. Now today I'd like to take the stickman idea and push that a bit further and develop how we use stickmen into drawing more and more complex kind of figure work. So today we're going to take our rather grumpy looking stickman, or our basic stick person, and turn them or change them into something like this, where we have more complex and interesting figure work or action work. Okay, it's actually quite simple, but the results I hope you'll find are quite good. So for today's lessons we need a newspaper or magazine or book or anything with figures in, pencil, pen, and some A4 paper. Simple as that. So this is the basic explanation. From your magazine you find a figure that you like say this one, and then you take that figure and you take the basic stickman and redraw him as you would, or as we demonstrated last week, by adding on a square body, a neck and a head, and finally adding in some features to show the side of the face. So you basically have a very basic version of the more complicated photo. We now have our basic stickman in the same position as the original photo we looked at. Okay. Now secondly, we add what I think of as like action men joins, little round balls where the major joins are, so the hips, the knees, ankles, etc. And then you join those together with like sausages or tubes. And again, at this stage they're quite basic, and little perhaps squares or triangles with the hands, etc. And so now we've got a bit more of a solid shape emerging. Finally, we take our continuous line drawing and we quickly draw some fig shapes, lines around the whole thing, so combining all 3 layers. And if you put them together, you kind of get something like that, which basically looks a bit like the a bit like the original drawing. So you have the basic stickman, the more complicated drawing now of a figure, and the original. I've just shown you how to draw a basic stickman shape into something more elaborate. So what I'm going to do is now do it sort of more or less full speed. Okay, so this is the figure we're going to look at again. Now what we did is we drew our basic stickman with the limbs kind of in those sort of shapes, not worrying too much about the feet at this stage. We've got the neck and a head kind of going off here slightly, hand towards the chest and something like that. Okay, now what we do next is we add the kind of the round joins very loosely. Elbows and so on. Then we start connecting those with the kind of sausage shapes or the tubes, as I said earlier. Okay, add a bit of a foot there, and that foot's a bit short, and the same thing on the arms. So now we have the figure with the hands on it. Finally, as I said earlier, we just now sort of go around the whole thing, thickening up where there's natural thickening of the joints, adding a bit of sort of muscle shape if you like, so towards the calves, and then sort of finally putting in a nose and a mouth, so it could look a bit happier, and something like that. Okay, so that's taking our basic stickman, going through the process and drawing him as a 3-dimensional, more active actual figure. I'm just going to do that again with a different figure, just to again prove how basic simple it is. So we look at the figure, which is over here, somebody dancing, because apparently dancing makes you happy. or happier. Right, here we go. So I'm going to draw in the body shape, the limb kicking out. You have the limb there. The arm going to the side, the head kind of kicked back, and the arm like that. Okay. Now, as I said before, we kind of add on the Lego Man type sort of junctions at the hips and the knees and all the major sort of areas of the body. And then we connect those with the kind of tubes or the sausages, okay? So the pen's running out. Add the sort of hands shapes, the finger pointing, and eventually, I'm just for the sake of this one, going to keep the head kind of straight, just like that. Now basically we can reproduce this with almost any figure we see. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you can see how we can take the Stickman basics and push him further into more elaborate things. So please go through magazines, anything you've got available, newspapers, and just keep trying and trying and trying, and just building up the complexity with them. And hopefully you'll end up with a whole page of different things which hopefully you'll be really pleased with.